to another episode of Kickin' It with Kendra, sponsored by Victory Rings. Excellence is the standard. We have a very special guest joining us, Danny King, the kicker from Southern Utah. It's great to have you on. We appreciate it and want to talk about what you were able to accomplish this past weekend. So the UAC Special Teams Player of the Week. You nailed the 33-yard field goal in overtime, which gave Southern Utah the win over UTEP. The league's first ever win over an FBS opponent. So a lot of pressure, obviously, in that moment in overtime to kick the field goal. So take us back through that moment. What was going through your head as you tried to calm the nerves before that big time play?
Not much was really going through my head at the moment. I just know I needed to do my job. The offense did a great job all throughout the game battling. And, they put us in a great position, even in the fourth quarter to get the field goal so they could, they have to score a touchdown, to force it to overtime. So, the kick in overtime was, pretty routine, 33 yards. And, the line did a great job blocking the snap, the hold. Obviously the kick went through and, that was the main thing. And coming out there with a win was huge for the program.
What was the feeling after you kick the football and you see it go through the uprights? I mean, what's going through your mind as you know you guys just won the game?
I always like to celebrate with my teammates. So I always shake my holder's hand and then, give high fives to the line and, show them some appreciation as they do the dirty work up front.
Now, I mean, it's a nerve-wracking position. A lot of times games are made or broken by the kicker. And so how do you calm those nerves? Do you even get nervous as you're going up to make these big-time kicks?
I've done it probably a million times. I got a lot of reps, then, trusting the guys up front, my snapper, the holder, and then really just, going through the routine. I have a special routine that I normally do. And it's just like any other kick. You just have to, stay focused and, stick to the technique.
Can you give us a little insight on what that special routine is?
Sure. So when I go out there, when we're running onto the field, I like to just do an air swing just to kind of get, into the mindset. Then once I line up, I always, give a fist bump to my holder and say, let's do this. And then, take my steps back, go over, pick a point up through the uprights, and then, I'm pretty dialed in from there on. And then I give my holder a little nod, like, let's do this. And then from there on, we're rolling.
Now, are you a superstitious kicker? If you forget the fist bump to your holder, does that make you nervous?
Not really. Like if I forget, it is what it is. But it really just comes down to all the reps that we've had together. I know I can trust the Elias with the hold, and obviously Gavin with the snap, and then the big guys up front. So I just have to trust everybody else.
100%. Now, take us through what a week looks like for practice for you in the special teams world, kicking and punting. What does your kind of day-to-day look like leading up to game day?
Really depends on what day it is. If we're obviously doing kickoff, field goals is every day. So, I go out there pretty early, probably about 40 minutes early before practice. I like to get loose, to get stretched. And then I like to do an accuracy drill on the baseline. I'll try to hit the upright, and then from there I'll go onto the field and then start to kick field goals. And then from there we'll go in a stretch. And then after stretch we have specialty, which I'll either do some kickoffs or some punts, and then we go right into field goal. And then after field goal I can kind of figure out what I want to do with the rest of the practice, whether it's doing drops on punts or doing some line drills for field goals or working on my kickoffs. So it really depends the day, but I like to stick to, a plan, whether we are doing kickoffs on one day or I'm going to be doing punts on the other. So whatever we're going to be doing that day is mainly my focus.
Okay. Now, you're the grad transfer from West Virginia. You spent 4 years there, 4 seasons. And I was looking back at Delane Fitzgerald and how he would watch you in high school kicking field goals because he was over there at Frostburg State. And so when the time came to transfer, did you know it was going to be Southern Utah?
And I was actually in a tree stand hunting with my dad, and Delane reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, do you have any aspirations to come out to Cedar City to play for me at Southern Utah?" I was like, "Absolutely!" Like, I love to come out and see what it's like. So I came out uh, in late December, early January, and around that time frame, and I came out, took a visit. Um, the coaching staff was awesome. I really liked the people here, and I was like, this is going to be a good spot for me, and it's a great opportunity for my future as well. So I sat down with the family, made the decision, then called Coach Fitz afterwards.
He's an awesome person, awesome coach as well. What's been your favorite part about joining this team? And maybe a moment where you were like, okay, yes, I made the right decision to come to Southern Utah. This is where I belong, and I'm so happy that, I'm a part of this Thunderbird program.
So obviously, this team is very selfless. That's probably the best part about it. Everybody wants to, win. Basically, they just want to, acquire one goal, and that's to win. And I love that. And there's no entitlement when it comes to, the positions. Everybody, puts their head down, and they just work. And I really like that. And then the best part is the people here in Cedar City. Um, I've met some great people that, you know, I'll always be able to talk to. And then obviously my teammates, the teammates I've created here and uh the friendships I've made, they're worth a lifetime.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of kickers are sometimes former soccer players that transition to kicking. What's your background and how did you end up on special teams?
I started I started soccer when I was young, and then I transitioned into football my seventh grade year. Um, because my brother, who actually got into kicking way before I did, he's about 5 years older than I am. So he was in the 12th grade when he was kicking. I was like, like, that's pretty cool. I want to do the same thing. So I always give him credit to, starting me out, obviously. And from soccer, I transferred into football, and I really enjoyed it. I played quarterback, right end, on defense, and then even end on offense sometimes here and there in seventh grade. And I was like, I really like this sport. And then, you know, just the team aspect of it, I really enjoyed. And then going into high school is when it really kind of took off for me. I wanted to make something out of it. And I just put my head down and, worked. And that was the best thing I could have done. And then going into senior year, had a good year, a good 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year, and I figured I could make something out of it. So I love what I do. So it's great.
From quarterback to kicker, how did you make that? I mean, was it your brother, obviously, that, kind of looked up to, admired what he was doing that made you decide, hey, I don't want to be a signal caller. I want to be the guy that's going to be, part-time making decisions and kicking game-winning field goals?
So it was actually my middle school coach was like, "You play baseball?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Well, let's put you at quarterback." So I ended up playing quarterback, and I was like, this is pretty fun. I get to run the offense, get to be out there with the guys in the line of fire. So that was pretty cool. But I became more specialized in kicking when I got to high school. I still played quarterback here and there, especially my ninth grade year and my 12th grade year. I played quarterback all season. So obviously, it's a little different than kicking, because kicking, you're focused on one thing, but as a quarterback, you have to run the offense. So it was a good learning experience, but I just really enjoy kicking, and that's my specialty.
So if something happens to every single one of the quarterbacks, does Coach Fitzgerald have you on the depth chart way down there as a potential quarterback?
That's a question for him. I'm not too sure, but hopefully we don't get to that point. And our quarterbacks do a great job running the offense. So shout out to them.
Absolutely. I'll ask him next time we see him. See where you lie on that depth chart. You're pursuing your master's, and so what's outside of football for you? What are you studying, and where do you hope to end up after you graduate?
I'm doing my MBA here. It's a great program. I've talked to multiple people, and they're really happy with the program here at SUU. And so I'll graduate next December, so December of 25. And then from there on, I want to be able to pursue some sort of business aspect on the outside world. So whether it's technology or digital media, those are two great fields that are really open right now, especially for people that want to be remote. and kind of have that freedom to do as they please. So, those are two areas that I'll be looking into when I graduate.
So you're a Division I college athlete, you're studying your MBA. That's a lot to put on somebody's plate. So what does Danny King do to let off the steam or to take your mind off of school and athletics when you need to?
I like to golf. Golf is definitely sport number 2 right now. So if football would have to end, I would definitely go into golfing. I played golf every day during the summer, so that's definitely a big hobby. And then I also just like to get outside and hang out with friends. Being outside here in Utah, there's a lot of different things you could do. Uh, go to Zion, go to Bryce, go up to Cedar Breaks, get to experience different things here in Utah, which I don't have on the East Coast. So, it's a special experience and I'm really enjoying it out here.
Well, you get a chance to have your home opener in Eccles Coliseum this Saturday. You're playing number 15, UC Davis. What excites you most about the opportunity to have your home opener and play in that beautiful field that overlooks the mountains?
We've practiced here so much, but I want it to be in a game. So I think I'm really looking forward to, the city of Cedar City coming out and to support the Thunderbirds and, get a team win here in front of our home crowd. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Will your family or anyone make the journey to see this home opener, or will they be watching on ESPN Plus?
Yes, my mom and dad, as I know of right now, my mom and dad, my aunt and uncle, and I think my sister as well. They're all coming out, so it'll be pretty special, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Danny, thank you so much for joining as the T-Birds take on 15th ranked UC Davis Saturday. That's a 6 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN Plus. Thank you so much. Good luck. We appreciate having you on.